Hello, everybody. Welcome to another awesome episode of Youth Connect. I'm Aiden.
I'm Logan.
I'm Jeffrey.
And welcome to another awesome episode. Hello, guys. Happy Friday. It is once again that time of the day where we have to do our community news and our interesting news and our cooking news and our live music, because that is what Youth Connect is all about. It's a news interest show that really just brings all about community, bringing it together, and we are going to share with you some awesome stuff. Now, I would like to keep everyone's minds in check. We do not have Kevin with us here live, but thankfully we do have a video of Kevin, so don't fret. You will get your interesting fact, because I know a lot of people here absolutely adore it. Now, for the time being, guys, this is going to be a show that I hope that you are going to love. And for my co-hosts, we have our co-hosts who are live. We have Jeff and we have Logan. And then we have Kevin on the video. I hope that you guys are excited today. If you guys know, the first thing usually that we have to do, because there's a lot of stuff, guys. There's a lot of people to go through. But the first person that we start off with is myself. And I will be bringing you some gaming news. Okay, so let's keep it moving, folks, because the first thing that we have to talk is some gaming news. And today's gaming news is actually pretty interesting because I've been keeping an eye on this game for a while. And surprisingly, it's actually had 5 out of 5 stars. I will be playing it later tonight, and it really looks like a lot of fun. Today's game is called Mouse PI for hire. So basically, this is a first-person shooter. Oh, geez, there's a bazillion first-person shooters. What makes this first-person shooter a little bit more interesting? Well, it actually draws inspiration from the classic cartoons of the 1930s. And it is drawn in a black and white rubber hose visual style and drawn hand, frame by frame, delivering a very visually aesthetic design to the piece. And basically what this is that you will be meeting private investigator Jack Pepper, a former war hero turned detective in a world where danger lurks even in the smallest mouse hole. Uncover the truth when a simple missing persons case quickly escalates into a complex web of kidnapping, corruption, and of course murder, all on the docket. Investigate the seedy underbelly of Mouseburg, battle heavily armed gangs and crooked cops, and discover clues to reveal the conspiracy underneath the surface. So it's actually really interesting. You got machine guns, you got fists, you eat kale, and you get, or I don't actually know if it's kale. I don't know, but I know that you can get really buff like Popeye and beat up the bad guys. It's very interesting, guys. It's a first-person shooter done in 1930 style. You haven't seen a hand-drawn animation since Cuphead, so it's very interesting to see this. I really hope that they really do a little bit more. Apparently, it's going to be a very interesting game. I'm very excited to play, and if it's really cool, I might come back and talk about it a little bit more next time we have Youth Connect. But really, guys, if you want a first-person shooter, you want something a little bit fresh, you want something that follows that 1930s art style, and really get that rubber hose feeling, I recommend that you check out Mouse PI for hire. It's very fun, guys. It really does look like very interesting. Now, like I said, next up, we will be having Kevin. And Kevin, of course, is going to be bringing us some all-important news, sports, and weather, but most importantly, that interesting fact that's going to be shared.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Youth Connect News. I'm your host, Kevin Aruja. Here's what's making news today. The new East and West Water Shuttle pilot launching this summer in Toronto. Jurassic Park reopens for Toronto Raptors playoff run. Toronto City staff asked to devise plans to keep World Cup FanFest free after proposing to charge for admission. And Toronto Blue Jays batter Brewers bullpen to win the score of 9 out of 7 in 10 innings as Milwaukee drops 6 straight. Toronto is starting a new water shuttle service this summer to help people travel across the Inner Harbor. Waterfront Toronto shared more details on Tuesday, including who will run it. The project is a partnership between Waterfront Toronto, the City of Toronto, and the Toronto Port Authority. The shuttle will run from June to September for the next 3 years as a test. It will stop at 3 places: Coquitlam-Minising, Yonge Street Slip, and Portland Slip/Billy Bishop Airport. The goal is to see if water travel can become a regular way to get around the harbor. More details like schedules and ticket prices will be announced later. Mayor Olivia Chow said the waterfront is growing quickly, so the city needs new ways to help people get around. Toronto Raptors fans can soon go back to Jurassic Park to watch playoffs games together. The team made the playoffs, so Scotiabank Arena is reopening its outdoor fan area for both home and away games. It starts Saturday when the Raptors play the Cleveland Cavaliers in Game 1. The area officially called Maple Leaf Square, better known as Jurassic Park, during playoffs. It will open 2 hours before each game and close after halftime. Fans need a free pass to get in. They can enter a draw for passes using the team app. There will be a big screen to watch the game, plus live performances, special guests, and prizes. During the playoffs, Maple Leaf Square will be closed to cars, and nearby Bremner Boulevard may also close on game days. Toronto's Mayor Olivia Chow and her team want to change plans for the FIFA World Cup watch parties. At first, the city set the fan festival from June 11 to July 19th at Fort York and the Bentway. Will be free for everyone. It would have live games, screenings, shows, and food. But city staff later suggested charging $10 for regular entry, $100 and $300 for VIP tickets. They said this could bring in about $6.2 million to help cover higher costs, now about $9 million for more for safety, staffs, and bigger events. Some people didn't like this idea. Now, the mayor's committee is asking staff to come up with a new plan so people can attend for free again. The mayor suggested that they still need a plan to manage big crowds and keep people safe. About 20,000 people can fit in at the site. Around 11,000 free tickets may be set aside for community groups. Other cities hosting World Cup events are also thinking about charging for entry. Overall, the World Cup could bring a lot of money to the Toronto area, up to $940 million. And now let's get into the sports news. The Toronto Blue Jays beat Milwaukee with a score of 9 out of 7 in extra innings on Tuesday night. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit a key double in the next 10 innings to bring in go-ahead run. My bad. Milwaukee's have been leading a 4 out of 2, but they give up seven runs in the last 3 innings and lost their 6 games in a row. Both teams scored in the 9 innings, and neither close could hold the lead, so the game went into extra innings. In the 10th, Guerrero hit a double to score a runner, then Miles Straw added another double that brought in 2 more runs, making it 9 out of 6. Milwaukee tried to come back in the bottom of the 10th, but Louis Barland struck out the final batter to end the game. For Milwaukee, Jake Bauers hit a 3-run home run, and Gary Sanchez hit a solo homer. For Toronto, Andre Jimenez and Dalton Varsho also hit home runs. Milwaukee's tied the game in the 9th inning, but Toronto pulled ahead again in the 10th and held on to win. In today's weather forecast, we have mainly sunny this afternoon. The temperature is now 19 degrees. And tomorrow we will get light rain. The temperature will be 18 degrees. And now moving forward for the interesting fact of the week, we're going to talk about Earth Day. Yes, Earth Day is an annual event on April 22nd to demonstrate support for environmental protection. First held on April 22nd, 1970, it now includes a wide range of events coordinated globally through earthday.org, formerly known as the Earth Day Network. with participation from 1 billion people in more than 193 countries. The first Earth Day was focused on the United States. In 1990, Dennis Hayes, the original national coordinator in 1970, they took it international, organizing events in 141 nations. Numerous communities engaged in Earth Day week actions. An entire week of activities focused on the environmental issues that the world faces. On Earth Day 2020, over 100 million people around the world observed the 50th anniversary of the event, now the world's largest civic observance. And I got 6 interesting tips about Earth Day. Not facts, interesting tips. The first tip is recycle. Yes, recycling is one of the simplest steps you can take to start living a greener lifestyle. It's always safe to toss in plastic bottles and containers, cardboards, aluminum cans, glass bottles and jars, and paper, you name it. If you are unsure whether an item is recyclable, check out your city's website for guidance. The second tip is compost. Composting is easy. Just layer your organic waste, kitchen vegetable scraps, garden clippings, dry leaves, and paper in a well-aerated bin. Sorry for name butchering. Keep the pile moist and mix the layers every week. This will reduce your waste and turn scraps into nutrient-rich soil. The third interesting tip is start a home garden. You can save money on food by using your homemade compost as fertilizer. Yeah, and planting vegetables right in your yard. Pretty cool, right? Several vegetables can be regrown from their own scrap, such as lettuce and green onions. Vertical gardens are a great option for those who have limited yard space. The fourth interesting tip is use energy-efficient light bulbs, or LED bulbs. LED bulbs have revolutionized energy-efficient lighting. Though the bulbs initially cost more than traditional bulbs, they use significantly less energy and have a much longer life expectancy, up to 100,000 hours. And the fifth tip is avoid excessive waste. Spend a week taking notes of how much waste you create. Reduce your waste by switching to reusable water bottles and cloth napkins. Plastic cups and cutlery can be used multiple times before being thrown away. You can also bring your own reusable containers to restaurants for leftovers, which cuts down on waste and saves the restaurants money. And the last tip is conserve energy. Yes, don't waste electricity. Check that your outside lights are turning off in the day and use smaller, more energy efficient lamps to light up your home in the evening. Remember that even idle electronics are sucking energy, so instead of letting your computer go to sleep, turn the power off when you're done using it. With that, we come to the end of my segment. Tune in for next week's news, weather, sports, and your favorite interesting fact. This is Kevin Aruja, and it's back to Aiden.
All right. So thank you so much to Kevin for sending in that video. We really appreciate it. And actually, fun fact about Earth Day, guys. On Thursday, we are actually hosting something that's pretty cool, a pretty cool event. If you want to check out the event, it is happening again on Thursday. It's on our Instagram. We're talking about it. It's all about Earth Day. It's all about plants. So it's going to be very exciting. It's going to be painting, guys. It's going to be painting with me. So if you want to do that, you should definitely join on Thursday. Anyways, let's keep it moving. You guys are awesome. Now, actually, for Logan and for you, Jeff, do you guys do anything for Earth Day specifically?
Not really, no.
Okay.
Yeah.
For us, we always get our plants started, our planters started, and we turn off all electronics, which I think is very interesting. You know, phones, lights, stove. It's a scary day. I'm gonna say it's a very, very scary day. That might be even when the end of the world begins. Anyways, though, Let's keep it moving. A little fun joke. Thank you guys. Thank you guys. And thank you so much for Kevin for the video. So guys, good story news. I wanted to talk to you about this good story news because this is actually something that is really mind-blowing. So in Rio de Janeiro, the largest urban park, the tumult of the city, can actually be very interesting because it's here that ecologists have reintroduced the blue and yellow macaw through a captive breeding program. And it is very interesting because it's a dream come true where residents of a city used to be, guys, before I talk about it, the blue and yellow macaws used to be everywhere in Rio de Janeiro. It was a city where the colorful macaws were in logos, clothing, souvenirs. And you know what's so scary, guys? They have not seen a blue and yellow macaw in over 200 years. And several conservation organizations have been prioritizing the return of the animals in a 10,000-acre park that has been driven up by deforestation in the 19th century. And actually, in this park, some of the animals that are kept safe include howler monkeys, the red-rumped agouti, and the yellow-footed tortoise. All of these animals have brought excited visitors to the park trails, but none have not seen the macaw, 4 of which actually have been set free into the trees. So people of Rio de Janeiro are being able to visit these parks to see these beautiful blue and yellow macaws in over 200 years. People are saying it is magnificent. It is amazing how they can even see them. And one of the national park people said, for me, as the head of the park, it's special, but even more so, it's a carioca, a dream come true. The organization handling the release is called Refauna and has released birds for a period of 15 days earlier this year. And they've rounded them back into the aviary with plans for a possible permanent departure in September when food is plentiful. So very interestingly, they're trying to reintroduce blue and yellow macaws back in. And hopefully for Rio de Janeiro, the once popular bird gets to come back to be their national bird, because I'm pretty sure Rio de Janeiro's national bird is the blue and yellow macaw. But again, we haven't seen it in over 200 years, which is a shocker. You know, guys, very interesting fact before I go. Did you guys know that the macaw's sharp beak can allow it to break open nuts and fruits to help trees better disperse their seed? And something that is very, very important, because that reproduction is vital for some trees. That's like saying if I removed bumblebees for 200 years, that would be devastating to the environment. But blue macaws are actually one of the known seed pollinators for many different species. And it's amazing to see that, guys. Honestly, I hope the blue macaw is going to be released to into the wild as a permanent resident. But for now, it is in the park. 4 of them are in the park. So if you're in Rio de Janeiro, you should definitely check that out. I don't think any of us are. So that would be a dream destination, I should say. All right. So going to keep it moving. That's your good story news. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Next up, we have someone very special. Do you guys know who it is? Because if you don't know who it is, next up is Logan. And Logan's going to be sharing us some cooking knowledge that he has to share with us today.
Hello, Youth Connect. I am Logan, and for this week, an Ontario restaurant in the middle of the woods, 7-Eleven is continuing their expansion in Canada, and the Michelin Guide has a competitor. Let's cover these events one at a time. First off, tucked away alongside a quiet country road in the Ontario town of Almar exists the Green Frog Tea Room, a restaurant that feels like a serene hidden gem nestled within a sprawling 54-acre pine forest. Operating out of a log cabin that was built nearly a century ago, the restaurant opened in 1978 to celebrate its the 30-year anniversary of Pinecroft Pottery, a family business that branched out from giving pottery classes into the restaurant world. The restaurant's name comes from its signature frog statue that adorns the entrance, which was carved over 120 years ago. The restaurant offers classic comfort food, including homemade burgers made with freshly baked buns and hand-cut French fries. While the way to this restaurant is a little off the beaten path, people traveling to Almar should not forget the diamond found within those woods. Coming up to our next news story, 7-Eleven has outlined their plan to further expand their convenience chain store later this year. 7-Eleven, which currently has around 550 locations in Ontario and BC, plans further expansion into Ontario, with hopes of also expanding into the Maritimes. Additionally, 7-Eleven locations in Canada will begin selling their famous tamago sando, Japanese for egg sandwich. This item is a staple of 7-Elevens in Japan. Hard-boiled eggs mixed with an excessive amount of Kewpie mayo, sandwiched between milk bread that's going to be the softest substance known to man. I know for sure of someone who is very excited to hear this news, my dad. He was hooked on these sandwiches during our trip to Japan last year, and he'll be glad to know that he doesn't have to travel halfway across the globe again if he wants to taste it again. But tuning into our last story, you've all probably heard of the Michelin Guide before. Founded in France, by of all things a tire company, yes, those two are connected, the Michelin Guide quickly became the global gold standard for fine dining. Restaurants all around the world slave over the quality of their food and dining experience just to get even one of their prestigious Michelin stars. To even have one puts your restaurant at the top 1% of all restaurants globally. But not everybody seems to respect the guide, as some nations in Asia, such as Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan, follow a different gold standard entirely, the Black Pearl Guide. Founded in 2018, the Black Pearl was created directly in defiance of the Michelin Guide, after they released their Shanghai guidebook, which featured restaurants that many chefs in these nations felt missed the mark on cultural richness and the essence of Chinese cuisine. Instead of giving out stars, the Black Pearl awards diamonds based on 3 different factors. 1, the craftsmanship. 2, the dining experience. And 3, the respect to heritage and innovation. But what do you all think of the Black Pearl? Could they be considered legitimate competition? So far, they're only really focused on reviewing Chinese restaurants. After all, one of their factors to get one of the diamonds is heritage and innovation and respect to Chinese culinary cuisine. But what do you think? Could they perhaps expand to the rest of the world and become a serious competition to the Michelin Guide? But anyway, that just about does it for all the news I had this week. Thank you all for listening, and back to you, Aiden.
Now, something about Japanese milk bread, and I will give your dad some credit, Logan, is that Japanese milk bread is one of the most tastiest things I have ever had the pleasure of eating. You know what was also very good pleasure of eating? Eating over 100 Fami Chikis through my 1 week in Japan. And don't get me wrong, we ate a lot and we visited a lot of places, but the most important thing is that I lost 4 kilograms when I went to Japan. So guys, if you go to Japan, it's a lot, and I mean a lot of walking. You can't take trains everywhere. You're going to have to walk in a place like that. Now, Logan, the question goes to you. Was there a lot of walking when you went to Japan, or did you guys not have a lot of walking?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, to be expected. Japan's a big place, and they are not very big on using cars. Most times, they have the walking aspect. And to be honest with you, visiting the train station is way more fun. And I know Miss Judith would absolutely love it because there's drink stations everywhere, so she would never be dehydrated ever, 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 ever. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. So let's say thank you to Logan because honestly, it was a great, great addition and makes me kind of jealous. I want to go back to Japan now, and I will. All right. So now we've moved on to my final segment, and that is community news. So very quick. Today was our on week. On 9:30, of course, is our chat cafe, and it's nothing too crazy. We came in together. It's where we can connect with each other, have chats about the day that we had, our weekends, things that we have planned throughout the week. And basically, imagine logging on and just kind of seeing those familiar faces and sharing what's on your mind. And you know what? And when you do that, it's honestly a great way to start your day. And for 11 o'clock, we did a lot of things, and I will go through them in order. So keep in mind, Monday was geography, and we went deep, and I mean like really, really deep into the rainforest. We learned that scientists found 2 animals in New Guinea that everyone thought were gone for over 6,000 years. And it was a tiny possum and a glider just hiding this whole time. And very interestingly, a lot of people have been protecting them for generations, and just Western scientists were not listening. So they only now figured it out. Sometimes the lesson is, guys, maybe ask the right people for the information. On Tuesday, we did cooking with Puneet, and she brought some soft tacos with cauliflower and shrimp. That honestly sounds delicious, and it was amazing to see. On Wednesday, we did our brain Kahoot, and unfortunately, we did have something scary, and I really don't want to talk about it. But I got 3rd place on Wednesday's Kahoot. I know, truly devastating news. It makes me want to cry, maybe even shed a tear. On Thursday, we had trivia, and thankfully, Thursday I was not here, so I can't talk about it. But Mr. P brought for trivia Disney character trivia, and I heard things were getting real. There were classic movies, iconic characters, and finding out who really does know their stuff. I don't know who won that trivia day, but that is for Mr. P to tell me. He still hasn't though. And then on Friday, which was today we did bagels. And I really had to fight with my mom today because I just did not want to have those yucky raisins in my bagels. So thankfully, we made delicious cheese bagels and some delicious everything bagels. And I guess, that weird cinnamon raisin bagel. Ew. Bleh. It was a lot of fun, guys. And we always keep active. And remember, on Sunday, we have our floor curling event. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be something very fun. It's going to be very interesting. And I recommend that you check out on Sunday. If you have some time in the early morning, you should join us. Do some floor curling. Get some exercise in. It really helps. Anyways, that is all for community news. I know, very, very short day. That's the thing with community. Sometimes it's very big events planned. Sometimes it's a little bit of relaxating. I will say for my personal news, I got a school done on Thursday, and we worked from 9 to 2 o'clock. So like a 5-hour thing. And it was a lot of fun. Got to inspire a lot of students, and it was really amazing. Anyways, that is the end of my segment, end of our community news, personal news. And if you guys know what's up next, and if you don't know what's up next up, we have Jeff, and Jeff's going to be bringing us some live music.
Hello, everybody. Hope you're ready to enjoy. Hope you're ready to get up and dance with me, Jeffrey. So, hope you're ready to, I don't know, maybe wiggle, jiggle, maybe move one step forward, two steps back, maybe shake your hands to and fro. Never let your smile go. You can do it. Yes, you can. Here it is, Jelly Roll. Wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side. Don't hide, now slide. Shake your hands to and fro. Never let your smile go. You can do it, yes you can. Empty your pockets, give me your change. Don't make that fake, rearrange. Don't hide, now slide. Wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side. Don't hide, now slide. Wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side. Don't hide, now slide. Empty your pockets, give me your change. Tell me that they rearrange. Be the best you can be. Let me hear you say it. Now you wanna wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side. Don't hide, now slide. Wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side. Don't hide, now slide. Empty your pockets, give me your change. Tell me that they rearrange. Be the best you can be. Let me hear you say it. Me wanna wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side. Don't hide, no slide. Wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side. Don't hide, no slide. Empty your pockets, give me your change. Let me grab faith, rearrange, don't hide. Be the best you can be. Let me hear you say it. Do you wanna wiggle, jiggle, roll? One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side, don't hide, no slide. Wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side, don't hide, no slide. Wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side. Don't hide, don't slide. Wiggle, jiggle, jelly roll. One step forward, two steps back. Roll your hips side to side. Don't hide, don't slide. Don't hide, don't slide. Yeah. Thank you, everybody. This is Jeffrey, the live musician. See y'all next time. Back to Aiden. Bye, everybody.
Jeff, once again, that wiggle, jiggling, jelly roll is such a good song. It makes me want to do the dance that we did on the beach when we did our music video. Honestly, we got to redo it again. That's a joke. Unless it is. You never know. Anyways, guys, this is the end of our Youth Connect. If you liked Youth Connect, I need you to do a few things for me. I need you to like, comment, and of course, please, oh please, oh please, subscribe.
And don't forget to click the notification bell.
Thank you so much, Jeff. Appreciate it. Anyways, guys, I hope that you guys have a great rest of your day. Do something fun. Do something productive. I got to clean up my house. I hope that you have something fun on the weekend to do. Spend time with family. I've heard that it's going to be great weather for a barbecue. Oh, actually, my weather host says that it's going to be raining for the weekend. So you can have a very quiet barbecue with an umbrella. Anyways, guys, catch you later, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.